You are now entering a doorway that was never meant to be found. A frequency between logic and fear, static and memory, truth and illusion. There is no time here, no map, only stories, each one a transmission from the edge of understanding and the boundary beyond. This is not a channel. This is not a dream. This is Mr. Zone. You're listening to Mr. Zone, where logic ends and shadows begin. Tonight's story is about 4 strangers who take a number and a seat. They wait in a room with no windows, no clocks, and no doors. A room where silence stretches longer than time itself, and where the only certainty is that someone somewhere is keeping count. The room is square, white, featureless. 4 plastic chairs bolted to the floor. A single fluorescent light hums above, and on the wall a glowing board, now serving number 0000. The man in the gray suit smooths his tie, rehearsing words no one asked him to say. The nurse fingers her lanyard, her lips moving silently, as though reciting instructions she's forgotten. The old man leans heavily on his cane, muttering about timetables, schedules, and the cruelty of delay. And the boy in the Letterman jacket sits motionless, eyes locked on the board. They do not ask how they arrived. They do not ask where they came from, because none of them know. The silence holds them prisoner. Then, the board flickers, now serving number 0001. The man leaps to his feet. That's me. It must be. He waits. Nothing happens. The nurse shakes her head. Someone should be here. The old man snarls. Someone should have been here already. The boy's voice cuts through, quiet and cold. No one's coming. The man snaps back. Nonsense. Places like this run on order. He points at the board. See? The system works, but the system only flickers again. Now serving number 0002. Still silence. The man claps his hands once, the sound too sharp in the stillness. It's just a delay. Any moment now. But no moment comes. Only the hum. Their patience frays and their voices grow louder. The nurse whispers, "We must be patients. Waiting for treatment. That's what this is." The man shakes his head. "No, this is an interview. We're candidates, applicants. They'll call us when they're ready." The old man laughs bitterly. "Fools. It's judgment. We're being weighed, measured. Only some of us will pass." The nurse wrings her hands. "You don't know that." The old man jabs his cane at the board. "Then explain that." The boy finally speaks, his words landing like a stone in still water. "This isn't a waiting room. It's a shelf." The nurse frowns. "A shelf for what?" The boy doesn't look at her. His eyes never leave the board. "For us." The man begins to pace the perimeter, slapping the walls with open palms. There has to be a seam, a door, some way out. He pounds harder until his knuckles split. The sound dies the instant it leaves his fists, swallowed whole by the room. The nurse shouts into the air, "We're here! Do you hear me? We're here!" Her voice echoes in her own throat, then vanishes. The old man strikes the floor with his cane again and again until it cracks. Cowards. Sitting like cattle. If they want me, they'll drag me out screaming. The boy does not move. His stillness is louder than their panic. He only whispers, "It doesn't matter what we do. We don't decide when we leave," and then the board flickers. Now serving number 0003. The boy's chair is empty. His jacket lies folded in the seat as though he had never moved at all. The nurse screams, "They're taking us one by one!" The man grabs her by the shoulders. "Then we fight!" We resist. But the old man shakes his head hollow. No fight matters here. No fight ever did. The nurse is next. She vanishes mid-cry, her badge clattering soundlessly to the floor. The old man follows, his cane rolling into silence. The man in the suit is left alone. His tie hangs loose. His breath shudders in his chest. "Please," he whispers, "whoever you are, whatever this is, tell me." The board glows brighter, now serving number 0004. The hum deepens. A voice answers, flat and mechanical. Prompt accepted. The man opens his mouth to scream, but disappears. The room resets. 4 chairs, 4 figures. The board glows, now serving number 0000. But the waiting room was never a room at all. It was the glow of a phone in a cluttered dorm room, in the restless hands of a student searching for inspiration. 4 characters lined up in an unfinished draft. 4 voices that spoke and argued and pleaded, waiting for their turn to exist. And then, with a flick of a finger, they were gone. Deleted, not with malice, not with thought, but with the carelessness of someone who had never believed they were real to begin with. 4 strangers waiting in a room that was never a room at all. Not patients, not clients, not souls, but prompts. Fragments of thought summoned and erased in the space between keystrokes. Because in one particular waiting room, hope isn't lost. It is deleted. This has been Mr. Zone. And remember, the characters you invent may be disposable, but the silence they leave behind is not.